currently working with 4 Mark III coaches that we're repurposing for the Railway to 100 mobile exhibition train. Each train will have the interior essentially fully stripped out. Each coach will be having bespoke fit outs, each with its own individual theme. So there will be Railway Firsts, Railway Futures, Wonderlab on wheels and the Partnership Zone. 3 of the coaches have currently been through paint and are currently in the Battleship Grey colour. They will be then custom wrapped, so again with a bespoke wrap design that's been developed by Interbrand, fit into the Railway to 100 theme.
It's great to see how the train is shaping up. The enthusiasm from the team is infectious, and I just can't wait to visit the train to see all these ideas coming together to be trying something truly remarkable that we've never done before.
So they were supposed to fit it before
mock-up panels have been made. This cladding arrangement's relatively standard throughout all coaches, so we've tried to keep standard.
The RAM are tasked with overhauling the exhibition train, C-foot overhaul. Every single coach is receiving one of those. Painting and interior and exterior, and obviously doing a fit out interior of the exhibition train. Comfortably, we're probably about halfway with where we need to be. So every coach has been painted. We've started painting the interior. The first one, which is going to be the Wonderlab coach, is starting to be fitted out interior this week. They're all majority of the way through of their C-foot overhaul. We're getting some bogies being returned next week. So we're planning on finishing the first one in February, second one in March, third one in April, fourth one in May, and then they've got to receive exterior wrapping.
Since we last spoke, we've done a mock-up of the interior cladding. One of the challenges that we've come across is that the plywood is treated with a burn block treatment to make it compliant with EN 45545, but the adhesive that we've been using to attach the vinyl finish to the plywood hasn't taken to the burn block treatment, so we're currently going through some further testing and trials to make sure that we've got an adhesive that is compatible.
Yeah. Do you want everyone stood in front of it then? So originally the plan was that all of these boards were going to be left up. Unfortunately, due to the delamination problem, we're having to take them all down and start again in here. It hasn't cost us any time, and if anything, it's solved the problems that we didn't know we had. So we had some issues with delamination. We had some issues with the windows not fitting correctly as well. So by doing a mock-up, we've proved the concept, we found the issues, and it means going forward we won't have the same issues because we've already looked at it.
Yeah, so Wonderlab on wheels is basically everything that we've got behind us, but actually on the train itself, which is amazing. You know, we're going to have, and this gallery Wonderlab that we've got behind me is aimed towards 7 to 14-year-olds, and I'm just imagining now on the train. You know, you're going to have kids running around, having fun on the carriage. It's going to be amazing. So, but also they're going to be learning about basic engineering principles as well, and have a bit of fun while they're there.
So I'm Kat and I'm keying for the exhibition train, and we'll walk you through the changes. So we've installed the bracket, the permanent lighting, and this is going to be used to install the plywood finishes. We've got the aluminium flooring in for Bridge Builder Interactive, which will go here. Okay, if we wander across, we've removed the partitions here. So that will just aid sort of the flow through the carriage. Painted the ceilings, you can see. And then here on sort of this dark grey, we're going to have the sand pit, the Sandscape Interactive, which mirrors Wonderlab at the NRM. So our lead project manager and the engineers have shut the door, and there's no handles, so they can't get in.
Ash, just leave it. There's a little buggy up.
I've been involved in the rail industry since I was a 16-year-old boy, which most of you won't believe, but that's a long time ago. And so to remember when these vehicles were actually built and where they were built is just as important as what's being built now and what's going to be built in the future. Yeah, for a small company like Derby Engineering Unit, it's a great honour to be involved in a project of this size and of this nature.
So what we're testing today is the effect of the windows that need to have natural light coming through them. So we're testing a product called Contravision on the exterior of the windows and seeing how that marries up with the design that we need to apply internally. So we need to find a sophisticated technical solution to be able to obviously see the vibrancy of the print, but also allow enough light into the vehicle. It's exciting because obviously 200 years is an incredible amount of time, and I'm sure the railways will be going in another 200 years. It's essential to the economy, and we're just absolutely delighted to be here and be involved in the project.
I'm Grant Byrne. I'm a senior producer at the Leith Agency. We're the design company for the Rail 200 project. The day is basically to measure out certain aspects of the train so that we can go back and make further designs, which will then be replicated and printed and installed in the actual carriages that we use for the exhibition. Certainly proud to be involved in this project. Having lived quite close to a railway for most of my life, I've always had a sort of knowledge about trains, but obviously, given what we're doing with this project, it's certainly more sort of in depth in the history of it. Has widened my horizons of knowing what's to be done for this project.
It's been really fun researching for the Railway First Carriage. Me and my curatorial colleagues, we were going through all these different ideas of first from railway history, loads of things with really interesting dates that stretch way further back than we originally thought, and then kind of pulling that all together to try and come up with content that people could empathise with, that people could see the impact on their own lives from the last 200 years of how railways have impacted them. So we brought that all together. We had this big workshop. There were about 20 of us in there just passing ideas back and forth, and that's how we came up with everything.
We've got all the flooring out and replaced it all. We've got all of the bracketry and things that are supporting all the side panels and media screens. Cabling is going in, and they'll be feeding sockets for media screens. Lighting and things like that are all going in.
The problem we have is that at any time the doors can inadvertently slam shut, so this product's been designed, when adjusted, to fit in that space there and give a physical stop so that the door can't return on customers getting in or getting out.
And that there's your final piece.
Yeah, it's been great working on this project. I've worked in the background on it up to today, pulling together all the visuals, the drawings, the paint, and just arranging for the teams to arrive on site for today. Yeah, very exciting.
Okay, we're back on Wonderlab, and I'll talk you through the update. So, as you can see, DU are fitting the panelling. We've got the electrics in. We've got our screens going in as well for our sandscape. We've got about 180 kilos of kinetic sand for our sand pit. We've got the flooring down. Unfortunately, you can't see it because we're protecting. And the flooring here, which is going to be carpet because of the sandscape, is going to be going in on Friday. As you can see, we've got all the windows caged. And then just through here, so the vestibule end, we have got Manelian size.
We're currently stood on Futures, which is a careers carriage. As you can see at the moment, the flooring's gone down, all the hardware's in for the interactives, and all the bracketry is installed ready to take the panelling, which will be happening later this week. All the hardware for running the interactives is all been programmed, so literally we're at final stages of getting this one up and running.
I'm here today just to look at the progress, look at some of the pieces of engineering design that have gone on, and just get some context for when I get a huge pile of paperwork and drawings to say, are you happy with that? They've done a really thorough job. It's just really making sure, brainstorming between us all to check, have we covered everything? Is there anything we've forgotten? Is everything okay? At the moment, everything's looking good. We just need to finish it off. But it's quite an interesting project. I come from a background of track maintenance machinery and wagons, so actually it's something really different from that.
We've got the carpet installed, so there is detail within the carpet that's going to line up with some of the print and the vinyl graphics that will be projecting up the wall. You can also see that the signposts are in now, so they are now secure. The wooden insert is there, and they're now ready to accept the text that's going to accompany them, saying a bit about what each exhibit does. We've also now got the radiator grills in, so you can notice the green colour contrast between the radiator grills and the signposts. We have storage built into the bench seating. We're working through the adjustments of the gas struts just to make sure that we don't get any slamming or finger trapping as people are using those. We have the Wheels on Rail exhibit installed as well now.
We're supporting Railway 200 because we think it's a really great opportunity to celebrate the rich history of the railway, but also equally it's an opportunity to look forward and inspire the next generation of people who are going to be working on the railway in future. The bicentenary is a massive opportunity for us in the railway to really celebrate the successes of the past and the way in which people have come together to create the railway that we've got today. If we look back 200 years and the way in which the very innovation that took place 200 years ago, very much on our doorstep here in the UK, and it's that opportunity now to really celebrate the past and look towards the future. Well, we are facing a skills shortage in the UK and in the rail industry, and so this is a great opportunity as this travels throughout the UK to try and inspire thousands of young people about a career opportunity in the railways, because whether you're designing, building, maintaining, modernising and just operating services, the opportunities are vast, and so it's a great way of being able to encourage them into the industry.
The DJ have taken the very initial concepts of the interiors of the vehicles and turn them into a set of manufacturing drawings and documents, so that the vehicle's been able to be manufactured and turned into reality. Getting on a train, you would never expect to see what will be on this vehicle, and as well it just sparking interest and excitement in people and learning about the industry and what opportunities it has. The exhibition train's got a whole carriage dedicated to careers and the opportunities that young people can have in industry. And I think it's just so important. The age range is 7 to 14, so that's such a formative kind of age range of children, just sparking that interest and getting them to think about the rail industry as a career and an opportunity that they could go into.
Well, Rail 200, I mean, it's it's a unique opportunity to celebrate 200 years of the modern day railway. So, as one of the leading freight companies, we're actually desperate to get involved in this project. Well, GB Rail Freight are actually providing the operational solution for hauling the exhibition train around the network. So at any given time we'll have two mainline Class 66 freight locomotives hauling the exhibition train around, with drivers with route knowledge and the rail staff to try and ensure that the shunting activities are taken at in a safe manner at certain terminals. So yeah, we're heavily involved in the project, and we're absolutely delighted to be part of it.